7-0. This game is over on ABC. Vanderbilt facing Georgia. This time, Jake Fromm going to Terry Godwin.
Yeah, this is the big play for Georgia early in this game, getting on track. Had looked great the past couple weeks, come out, make a statement in this game, getting a score early.
How about that effort there by Godwin, too? Longest play from scrimmage for Georgia this year. Bulldogs are up right now 7-3. That game's on the SEC Network. Still to come here on the Mercedes-Benz After Report. Red River Showdown, most points ever between Oklahoma and Texas. It was wild. We'll tell you all about it next.
Know what goes great with steak and shrimp? More shrimp. And you know what goes great with that shrimp? You guessed it, more shrimp.
Go Cats.
Steak and unlimited shrimp, starting at $15.
I don't know.
Only at Outback.
I can't say I'm exactly
It's never been better. Unlike the early days when
satisfied.
was on radio.
Wasn't a bad half.
But through the years, the experience got better and better. And now, Hulu's completely changed the game.
We're obviously trying to throw the ball.
Between tailgating or watching football live.
It's kind of what Texas A&M is making us do too.
No cable requirements.
But the one thing that stood out to me, it still stands out to me right now, is all the non-holding calls, including they call it roughing the passer. And Josh Allen's getting held at the collar. He just trying to. He put his hands up, trying to. He was trying to tip the ball, kind of interrupt the passive vision of Ahmad. I don't agree with it because at the same time, the center let go of Josh Allen, and he bumped him. I mean, it's part of it. And then you got, then they go on, and Texas A&M gets a second chance, and they go on and score. I don't know, people.
I can't do Thursday, but
These refs are not exactly calling it straight down, but
talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency.
another one of those games.
Disaster tips from the objects left.
Terry Wilson's definitely not comfortable in the pocket either. We need to get him motioning out and throwing on the run.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside. Plan for unexpected disasters.
That's just my opinion. Who am I? But that's just what I would like to see in the second half.
Ready.gov.
Let's get him out. Let's get Terry Wilson rolling out. That C.J. Conrad, he was working out real well. And we try to run the ball. And
LSU in Florida earlier today.
It is what it is. 7-7, I'll take it. Texas A&M gets the ball first.
Nice shot right there. Point of view.
But second half,
LSU came into this
I never did turn this LSU Florida game on either.
41 times for 180 yards against an excellent.
But I see that Florida got the win.
And later on, it's Brissett will pound it in.
Just a power game straight up the middle. We expect
This game could easily be
physical up front, but it's a tough
a 10-7 game.
And later in the fourth, it'll be Lucas Krull to Felipe Franks, the quarterback.
People thought Florida had. Dan Mullen has seen Dave Aranda's defense from LSU in the past when he was the head coach at Mississippi State. Knows they're a fast flow defense, so takes advantage of it with a throwback to the QB.
LaMichael P. Ryan will get the touchdown.
That's very true. We got cash back now.
Fails the two-point convert, so 20-19.
Chris Oates didn't look. He didn't play bad. I mean, we're going to have to keep him in. Chris Oates definitely deserves more playing time. But I just think Cash is too much of the defense.
Jerstidham and Nick Fitzgerald both quiet. Fitzgerald has been intercepted at 6'3" right now.
Chris Oates did a great job filling it, though. I mean, that's.
Miami and Florida State. How about this little brouhaha for the game?
How about Miami slipping, getting edging out Florida State?
DeAndre Francois intercepted by Michael Pink.
Turnover chain was critical. Florida State had a huge lead in this game. 2 big turnovers in the second half. Gave the football right back to him.
I don't know if I'm more disappointed in Eddie Grand. Execution of the offense. The rest are not calling holds. We did get a holding call there at the end of the half, but.
This time to Brevin Jordan.
I love this young freshman tight end. The number 1 ranked tight end coming out of high school, Miami, comes back in a huge way. They beat Florida State 28-26.
That touchdown, this should be a 7-3 game.
Texas and Oklahoma, Red River showed
And that's just what this. I mean, it should be a 7-3 game right now.
Sam Ellinger does whatever Texas needs him to do to win football games.
I can't get over that.
In this game, you can see Texas up big.
I think we do need to get Benny rolling a little bit more. AJ Rose didn't look bad either. He did have that fumble.
Gave the football right back to Kyler Murray, and then he ripped off the 67-yard score.
45-38, under 3 to go.
But we really haven't done nothing to get A&M defense off from stacking the box.
On the ensuing Texas drive, it's Ellinger to
Lynn Bowden looked good. Jet sweep. That was nice.
This 2-minute situation, doing a nice job surveying the field, finding a completion, and putting his kicker.
And don't forget, that could turn into a pass. We've seen that turn into a pass before.
From 40 yards out. Got it. Texas is back, folks. 48-45. They win it, the highest scoring game in the Red River Showdown ever.
Oh, man.
Joyous the Longhorns are.
We turn this into the Q&A y'all want.
Do you ever think throughout the week leading up to this game, this one may come down to my leg?
Honestly, not really. I was just going through the week like every normal week. Today I had a feeling I was going to have this kick, and so I'm happy to go out there and do it.
Did Coach Herman or anybody on the team say anything to you right before you lined up to kick that ball?
No, I think they know that to leave a kicker alone, so it was good that they let me be and let me go do my thing.
Great job, Kicker.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome indeed. Well,
What's the score of the Georgia game?
Texas'
I wonder.
schedule now looks like this. So
Last I seen that game was 7-3.
In Stillwater, October 27th, 36% chance to win. Texas Tech
And ESPN right now is on baseball on my
20%
side.
chance to win the Big 12. And their favorite games against Baylor,
Soccer now.
Iowa State, and others. So overall, fellas, a big time win at Jesse. So much focus on Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
This time the other quarterback.
I think a big reason why a lot of people now are saying Texas is back, they haven't had a difference maker at quarterback since Colt McCoy in 2009. It appears as though they have that now with Sam Ellinger.
So 7-3.
Outduels Kyler Murray, throws for over 300 yards, ran it 19 times. He was a workhorse.
I did see that highlight play where
I love the way he
Georgia
played during
scored.
that 2-minute situation.
Vandy's got to
with the
finish
game
that
on the
tackle.
line. He struggled at that last year as a true
I
freshman.
mean, I think we're going to blow Vandy
They're going
out.
to need him to play well. They can win the Big 12, but against high-octane offenses coming up, Oklahoma State, West Virginia, Texas Tech, Iowa State, they need him to play well week in, week out.
And to think, if it wasn't for the opening game against Maryland, we'd be having a much different discussion about this Texas team
Notre
and
Dame's
their
up
route
10-0.
to get to the playoff. But that one loss will hurt them later on. I was so impressed by the fact they were up by 21 points in the fourth quarter. Didn't feel safe. We talked about it. They need to score more points. And then here comes Oklahoma.
Anyways, guys,
And then you need one more drive.
Keys of
to
second
go on the
half.
Field to win the football.
We gotta
game.
get
You
Terry
send your
Wilson
quarterback out there and continues to make those kind
out of the
plays
pocket.
to kick
Let's
a
get
field
him
goal.
rolling
As
out,
far
throwing
as
the ball.
confidence goes, there will be a better feeling team in the Big 12 than Texas.
And Oklahoma's college football chance.
Let's get Benny Snell. We got to get Benny Snell going.
33% to 15% with this loss. So certainly devastating for all those in Norman. Still to come here on the Mercedes-Benz halftime
Personally,
report. Focusing on other highlights from the day, and
I don't-
seriously Kentucky with.
I'm kind of agreeing.
We're
We're going to be right around there, 9-3, 10-2. So like a Duck Bowl, a citrus
The
bowl,
Mercedes-Benz of tomorrow
are very
transform
possible.
not just the automobile, but mobility itself.
10-2, the Outback Bowl
Autonomous thinking vehicle
could be in
that
play.
goes inside and out. And it's the Mercedes-Benz of today
What's another one?
that will help us get there.
Sugar, orange,
The 2019 E-Class.
rose.
With innovations
are all
that
in the
will change
playoffs.
the way we drive from this day
I'm
forward.
pretty sure.
Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
I ain't gonna disagree with what we're trying to do,
Oops and wings, dude.
but the bad thing about Gunnar Hope and Terry Wilson, here's the difference: is Terry Wilson is able to keep plays alive with his legs, and a lot of times Gunnar Hope will end up getting sacked because he'll stand there, trying to go for a pass. At least Terry Wilson will try to limit the loss on the play or get a game like he did earlier.
Where everybody wants to hang out.
How about an LG OLED TV? It's got Google Voice Assistant built in, so you can.
ESPN was reporting that Drake Jackson was good to come back in, but he ain't came back yet.
Until the dog sees it.
He injured his groin.
Tell me about
groin.
I mean, I let
What was it, like the first or second series?
explosion.
I had an
Hadn't been
LG
back in
soundbar,
since.
and movie night becomes.
Bunchy's looking good at center, but
Sounds big.
I kind of like
Well,
Drake
that
there.
family just got a new superhero.
problem with Terry is, I hate to say it, the A&M is getting too big of a push. He's getting a little anxious.
Two Taco Bell icons.
He's getting a little too happy back there. He's not comfortable.
Hot Fritos of the legendary Beefy Crunch Burrito.
And he's like the one play that played Dorian was wide open in the middle of the field. He stepped up too far and they couldn't follow through.
Every journey, every step.
We need Terry Wilson to settle into this game. I know what you mean, man.
Every game.
We need Terry Wilson to settle in.
Every day, every stand, every.
I mean, I still think AJ Rose and Benny Snell both can be helpful in the pass game.
Because we are fearless on every front.
Of course, I don't know if y'all. I'm sure everybody's heard now. Hey, Saheem King is sitting out the rest of the year. He's redshirting. I've heard he's transferring. I've heard he's staying. I don't exactly know. I don't think anybody really knows.
The best for nothing.
I'm only going until the halftime. Until halftime comes back on my side.
Alabama facing Arkansas is the first of our quadruple header here on ESPN. Second quarter, it's Tua Tagovailoa.
And I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit behind.
Judy was scoring a touchdown every third catch he had this season in this game.
Yeah, I really don't know, because ain't nobody really stopped their run. Even today, Benny Snell's had
SMU visiting UCF.
some success on the little bit of runs he's had.
His offense putting up 49 points a game, and Mackenzie Milton, that guy is a group of 5 Heisman candidates.
Nelson, yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yes.
10 games of the
Good try, though.
I mean, what was the first 3 plays of the game? Our first 3 completed passes all to CJ? It's kind of like a no-brainer there, bud. And both times it was the one big play was an RPO, where he gained 16 yards. Terry Wilson pulled it from Benny, and then just threw it right over the defense, right to Conrad, wide open. I still think Bouvier, CJ, I mean, the middle of the field is wide open, it seems like. We're trying to, throw these long passes down the sideline. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I did like Terry Wilson. He felt the pressure. I was at the first quarter, and he just threw it up and gave Lynn Bowden a chance. He just kind of put it out there too far. I mean, that was a nice play.
I think a company is.
He knew the pressure was there.
I'm Adam, and I make robots. You never know when inspiration's gonna strike, so I take my Surface Pro everywhere. Part of an entrepreneur's job is to get stuff
Epps had the catch?
I like to do like
Also,
the new Surface Pro.
that was pretty nice. That was a screenplay.
I can paint, I can mold, I can code. I have it on all the time. It's fantastic.
Eddie Grant,
you get to build toys for kids.
I just think Eddie Grant goes to the screenplays passes way too much. I don't know why we don't run more slants or posts and down the middle of the field. I mean, it just.
Here's to the people who do
I don't know. That's what I'm looking for. I've been live now for 13 minutes. Halftime's 15 minutes.
No matter what the question.
I'm a few minutes behind, so I would say it's probably getting ready to come back on regular TV now.
Let's do the work.
You might see it here.
Exactly.
Here. Here.
I would love to see our first series on offense here in the second half. Let's go ahead and run the ball like we have in the past 5 weeks.
Oh, that's a good place too.
Benny and Terry both running the ball. That could actually open up our pass. When they stack the box a little more, come up a little further. Right now we're just putting it into their hands because they're stacking the box and predictable runs. Pretty much the first 3 downs, first 2 downs. They're stacking the box. And if it's 30 short, they're still stacking the box. And then, third and long, it's predictable pass. So that they're not rushing as many. There's been a couple of times Terry Wilson could have easily. Yes it is. A couple of times Terry Wilson actually had the opportunity if he would stay patient like a couple more minutes, a few more seconds, he would have seen he could have ran the opposite way and it picked up either the first down or got real close to it. But yes, Drake Jackson is. We got here, got a redshirt freshman. Oh, I hate Georgia. But
it's too hot to work.
I can't think of the dude's name right now. The guy we got filling in for Bunchy. Because Bunchy moved over to center. I'm pretty sure he's either a redshirt freshman or a freshman.
It's never too anything for anything. Nothing runs like a deer. Get $400 off the Gator XUV 835M at any participating John Deere dealer.
I don't think it's Kennard. It's somebody else. I ain't got my
Discover. I like your
roster
card,
with
but
me.
I'm absolutely not paying an annual fee. Discover has
Fortnite or Fortnite, something something like that.
Oh, nice. You would not believe how long I've been rehearsing that.
No annual fee on any card.
I know this, but she ain't played a whole lot. And he's getting beat a little bit. Bunchy ain't used to playing center though either. Hopefully, you know, the extended time we kept Drake Jackson out here, he's kind of resting up some. And he's ready to go second half. I don't.
And for some more post-game reaction, we have Les Miles and the head ball coach. Big win for the Gators.
But
now's a good time to put that visor on. I bet him if the Gators win, he'd have to wear my visor.
All right. Thank you both for keeping it interessante.
I send him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who this?"
But we need to. We're gonna get this running game going. I am confident in that.
Drop off a warm meal and get.
I think the defense is going. Defense keeps us in games. Yes, I mean we just seen Bowden. He's electric with the ball in his hands. Sometimes I don't know who's the one telling him that Bowden on kick returns to take the fair catch, you know, or touch back.
Well, to be clear, it's an invisible liner from Smile
Oh, you're very true. But that could be by design to keep you fresh from the second half. That very well could be by design.
This and turn it into that. We send your liners directly to you, and an average of 6
you know, after watching Sharon Dawson and Troy Brown wasn't bad. He just really didn't have his group here. We did look good under him the second year. But I like what Grant does. He pisses me off a lot, but I like what Grant does. I think we're coming back from halftime. By the way, too, guys. But here it is. I like Eddie Grant. Sometimes he just gets set in his own ways. But anyways, guys, we're back from halftime now. I'll be back after the game, win or lose. Either
field in College Station, Texas, on a warm night. Defensive struggle.
See you, man.
Texas A&M.
I'll see you after. No win or lose here. And either eating crow or celebrate the victory. Let's celebrate the victory. Peace, guys.
Kentucky did not have